I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to Complete Trader Academy's Daily Review. Today's July 27, Thursday, 2023. So we got this big bearish candle here. We decided to take out the top yesterday's high, which I mentioned, and then we sank down, and they gave away the secret of what's today's looking like, and because they decided to take that high out right after 8:30. So beautiful signal to say, okay, hey, look, we're gonna have deeper retracement. We're gonna probably take out liquidity on the bottom side. Little confusing at first, but if you had your fib, retail fib, that would it helped me. So and then we came right to the equal lows of this last Friday low. All right. So and then as I mentioned yesterday, we take out that suspect low that was sitting there too, and then we had a break of structure here, which is clearer on a smaller time frame. And if you recall yesterday, please watch yesterday's video so it makes sense. I said I'd like for it to come down and take out these lows here instead of going up, but because we're bullish, I'm like we're sticking to the flow, and boom, we came and take that out. So that was what's going to happen. That's what happened. But failed to mention that we did form a speaker here, and that after we take this high, that we're probably going to come down here. So obviously going bullish for a very long time, right? It's 2 weeks straight hard, right? But let's go into a smaller time frame so I can make this video sort of short, but crazy. So here we go. So we opened up here, and that's when I mentioned about these lows down here. And then, but look what Asia and London did. So this is the giveaway. So this is why I like to show up in the New York session, obviously. So Asia opens up, comes down a little bit, takes out that low, leaves that low. Then, structure is going up constantly. This is the leg down for higher high, higher low. Where's my higher high, and what's that leg look like? Well, it looked like this. See here we go. Boom. So now here it is, 8:30. The news comes out right here. And I'm not doing shit, but the only reason why I decided to be prepared after 8:30 versus 9:30 is because it's the day after FOMC, and I should have mentioned this yesterday, but there's so much to talk about without making this video an hour long. But the thing is that you generally want to kind of be early. You want to be kind of in early on Fridays, Thursdays and Fridays after the news like that, because they'll generally want to be done with their positions early, is what I've noticed. You could back test it, but 8:30 shoots up, right? I get a notification taking this. I'm not buying this or anything. We're already up here, right? So it's not like we opened up and we came down like this and maybe took out that low or got close to the low or somewhere in here. Forget this fib exists, right? And then we start, it's like, okay, yeah, now we're going to buy that leg up like we were normally doing. But they decided to rush this quickly, and we're already here. So let's go. I'm going to go into a smaller time frame. Well, I won't show the trades yet, but it's difficult to do that all in a 10-second. But I want to show you the basic logic here, because this is what's powerful. You're going to learn something key here. I learned this in my retail days with a retail fib, which is what's here now, and obviously higher low, higher high, higher low. So from the higher low to the higher high, right? What is our general gist? Well, because we're here, we're looking for sells, and we want to make a higher low at the least, right? Even if it doesn't come up here, I mean, you're generally selling for this leg down. So look at this beautiful leg that they brought down here. We have the open range here in this yellow area. So we're already at, so we take the sell pre-New York. In my opinion, that's before 9:30. Taking the sell down to what? Obviously some liquidity, obviously a 50% level or lower, preferably always lower. And look how it smacks this level exactly right at the 50. I'm like, dude, that is super suspect, because normally I would try to take a buy here. But here's the thing. The thing is, it's very shallow here. I mean, like, if you look at this range to this range and having this as your previous structure, it's like really close. I mean, to me, this is like wide open, right? And that's my logic. I'm like, okay, I want to go to a 61. I swear this shit panned out like the way it did. Came to a 61. So anyways, when we hit the 50, I'm like, nah, that I don't trust it. I'm not doing shit, because 930 is actually right here. I'm on a 5 minute, so it's a little difficult, but it opened here. And we came down and came to the 50% of the actual opening range. I was like, oh, okay, but it didn't even hit the 50. So you'll see this better on a, let me just go to a smaller time frame. This will probably make more sense there. But don't get lost here. So just trying to show you. So this is that leg down, right? So boom, take that sell. Now look what the time is. It's 8:46, and I see this break down and come right back into the block. That's my pattern. We've already came up here. I did take a loss right here trying to sell this one, and then it fucking shot up. So no problem. Caught it here. Where am I catching it? Okay, opening range. We got 50% of that orange area. Comes right to it, right? I'm like, oh, okay, that's beautiful. But it's the 50 level of the fib of fair delivery is right here, plus that liquidity. I'm like, okay, I'd like for it to come lower. So comes lower, all right, still in the trade, comes lower, and then I see it hit the 50 exactly. And I'm like, I'm not buying it. I mean, it literally hits it perfectly. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes it'll like buy from right above the 50, right? But I'm not doing that, only because we've been bullish a long time, number one. Number two, we have FOMC buyers here, okay? And number three, it's the extended leg. Number four, when is that crack coming? When is that liquidity going to get taken on the lower side? And just a bunch of things, right? And then earnings and news coming out, and just everything like all mixture in one. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to wait for a deeper retrace. I don't trust it. Sure enough, it breaks right through beautifully and then breaks right to the 61. So boom, I'm out of the trade right here at this 61 here. This is that level. This is the 50. This is the 61. So I'm out of the trade, and I'm like, I'm looking for a buy, period. Now, does it mean long term? Because now that I have the fib out, the trick that I'm going to teach you or explain to you is that if we have a failed fib, meaning like we don't come and break out this high, and we have a failed retracement, meaning we came to a 61, we expect it to go up. Well, I'm going to take the retracement up for sure. And where are my options? Here's my options. Pay attention. I have this high here. I have this, see this light green that I've highlighted? This is the this is February 2nd, February 9th, 2022. So look how we come, and that would be a level for me to say, okay, if it fails, it would test here. This is option one for me. Option two is the 23 level on the fib, which is right here. Why? Because if it's going to struggle going up, it's going to struggle at the 23. And I've seen this in my past years. I don't do too much fib work. I don't necessarily need it that much. But in this case, if there was going to be a failed high, lower high or high, this would be it at the 23. So I take the profit here at the 23. Now, here's the thing. I was going to wait for this also, because if that's the yesterday's high, and we generally will like to test that same high that we broke above and break underneath and come right back to it. But I was like, this is the 23. Look at the way it's struggling. And then I see this big bearish candle right there. So I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck that. So I was going to catch a sell here, but I actually waited. You have to see this on a smaller time frame, but when we got this big bearish candle here and it popped back up into here, which this is a resistance block right here, damn near dead center of it, that was my signal to buy. On a smaller time frame, I'll show you in a 10-second. I don't want this video too long because it's hard not to make it too long. But you'll see here that, well, we're in that imbalance. We're at 50% of it, right? And then we also hit this level here. This is where that block is I'm on a 10-second right here. So that being the case, as soon as it pops in and then starts to get bearish, I push the sell button after it comes below this block, not in here, because I was like, man, I don't want it to whip on me. So boom, comes back up, comes and tests that block. I'm already in it, and it tests it. That's what I want to see. And then, dude, it fell. So here's the thing. Okay, I got to go back to a better time frame because this is too small. But okay, so now we're here. I want 3 good moves in this day. So there's my 1 move, 2 moves, and I'm technically, to be honest, I'm fucking done. But same time, at the time here, we're approaching the 130, right? So I'm like, okay, we're gonna roll right into it in the PM session. And the whole point of my conversation is if it fails at the 23, then I want to see it come down to like the 70 or the 79, okay? And I was like, oh, that's what they're gonna trick it. They're gonna turn around and make it buy from a lower area. Now, I had this idea of coming lower, reaching the 100% level, which would be the beginning of the whole swing, because that's an actual level for a target. If you're selling in your fib, the actual level of the 100%, which is the beginning of the actual higher low to the higher high. So anyways, but I'm not thinking this far. I completely lose sight on all this, but I take this trade down to the 70, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. We're going to probably buy from the 70. So I took it down to here, and I was like, oh yeah, this is it. So I ended up taking a loss here, trying to buy this, right? And I was like, oh, okay, we're coming to the 79. Here comes a big bounce. I take another loss right here. And then the thing sank to hell. So the whole point of this is that you gotta be fluid, which I was. I'm not upset at myself or anything. I think I did a phenomenal job. I'm actually very proud of myself, to be honest with you. Only because this right here gave it away. If you didn't pay attention to this, then obviously the whole day would have been really thrown off. But in general, you should have all caught this. I don't care if you're if you're bullish or bearish, you should always sell this in general, because of where it is. We took out this high, and you at least want to make a higher low. So I followed most of the program, and where I fell short is I did see this, and I was like, yo, man, this thing can really tank. Because on the 1 hour, we were right here. See this on the 1 hour? So on the 1 hour, look to the right chart. You see how the reason why I got out, because I was like, oh, okay, cool. We came into this hour, came into this block right here, and I was like, oh, we're gonna get a nice. And it didn't even have to be like super bullish from here. I did think of taking out this high right here just to screw everybody one more time or something. So that was my logic. And this hour this candle wasn't here yet. So that's why I got out, and I was like, fuck, you know. So and then it sank to hell. Where did it go? If you take a look, well, I already showed you where it went, but we took out all that liquidity there, and then we came right here, and we did wipe it out. So and it's funny, this is the beginning level of this swing from here to here. That was the previous swing. Well, before the news of FOMC. So anyways, not a coincidence that it comes down to this level as well. Then you get a nice bounce up, and then I knew they would hold this shit all the way till the end of the day. When this was dropping, I'm like, you know, I'm not getting in. I'm not getting involved. This is going to get ugly. I'm not trying to catch this buy and just keep losing. So it's cool. I'm good. And understand that having these wins is monumental in itself. Fuck this big move. Who cares? Now, closing, this is a displacement. So this is what we've been looking for. It's like, okay, when are we going to start shifting down? This is the shift I've been waiting for. So now it's happened. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, long story short, the thing is that this is going to range out. When I say range out, I've said this in plenty of previous videos, even last year. When we range out to a top like this, it's going to come down, come up, come down, come up. It's going to play around and build liquidity. It needs to engineer liquidity over here so it can kind of come back up and then kind of come back down. We're looking for, so now this is to me a lower low, and where's our lower high? What is the lower low to the lower high leg look like? So you got to let it finish ranging, but then you'll start to see it do this. Now, how far does it go up? I don't know. I'm going to delete this now because I don't need this fib. I am going to do this though for you. So I'll put the fib from here to here. Okay, and eventually we're going to reach this 50 level. If it keeps coming down, then I'm going to stretch it out until we reach a 50 level, maybe somewhere in here. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to do this. They might tomorrow. I know Friday we got some news. I don't know. Are they going to bring it up faster? And it has all right to literally sink from this area. So either from here or from here. So we have a break of structure here. The break of structure is here. Why? Because this was a higher high. This was the higher low. This was the higher high. This was the higher low. This was the higher high, and we broke right through it. And obviously, massive candle. That's a displacement. And they use this speaker. See this speaker? And I should have fucking mentioned it yesterday. I say this all the time at certain times, but forgot to mention it. And while the day was happening, I was like, dude, this is going to speaker out. But I didn't know it was going to happen perfectly like that. But hey, it's okay. But if, see this speaker here? Look at that. Imaginary lines here, you could see, and this is how you track a shift in direction, a shift of the composite man moving direction and money and manipulation, and this is very common. So anyways, can we keep coming down from here? Yes, we can, but I mean, now we're gonna range out. Do we come back to here to buy up to here to then sell? Like, it's gonna be very tricky, and to be honest with you, we're heading at the end of the month. August is going to be very shaky. I'm probably not going to trade a lot. I don't need to. Definitely scalps. I'm not holding positions. I'm not looking for any of that. I will follow the same structure we've been following, but this pattern here, this needs time to form. So we're definitely coming down here. And we're definitely coming down here, however long it takes. And then very possible by the end of August, I could see us here or somewhere in the middle. It all depends, but I know that we're looking, let me get this tool. I don't want to make this video long, damn. But I'm expecting something in general, like in general, talking in general. I mean, I'm just going to do this. But let's see here. Something like this by the time, what is this, August here? Yeah. So like I'm trying to see something like this here. And then from what I remember from the historical data, it's supposed to make its way down maybe to possibly here by the end of the month of August, and then we're supposed to do something like this. We're supposed to do something like this. Now this is supposed to be what's it called? September. So this is supposed to be September. I'm doing a bad job of this, but I understand what it possibly could look like. Even I know this sounds crazy and everything right now, but I could see something like this. I'm gonna delete this, but the point of what I'm saying is that I know we're at the top of the range for July, and we're supposed to come down a little bit, like where we are now, and then it's either gonna do this, or the 5-year history shows that it could possibly come up one more time before coming down next month. I don't see that happening. I'm probably going to rule that out, and I'm sticking with this. So this could do this. So this is what I see kind of happening now. Probably not, maybe not this deep here for sure. But I know that by next month we'll be clearly in here. And then at the end of the month, possibly here, right? So, anyways, yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Because I know, and a big giveaway was dollar here when dollar retraced back into their imbalance and hit this down block right here. This was the signal that I was going to go bullish and get into this inverse imbalance, this gap right here with a body closed, even though here there was no body here. So, you need a body here. This was the retracement. So here, when it's sitting in here, and sure enough, you saw 9 o'clock, we started flying up. We saw it at 8 o'clock, but this was pushing us all the way down, and there it is. So, and then ES and NAS, they also, in my opinion, cracked and reached their limit on the top as well. So it's that time. So we're having that conversation now, and let's see what else I want to say before we close here. Yeah, so ranging out a little bit, and then probably coming back up into here. We'll see how it goes, because this is the break of structure to me. So generally we'll retest that break of structure. So you'll probably be short-term buying until we reach here, and I honestly don't know where it's going to stop. All right, we do have price imbalance here. We have one here, but I don't see them going higher, man. I really don't see them going that high. But here is definitely a minimum for me, but it doesn't have to. It can literally come down from here, because in a smaller time frame we did retest this. So looking over here on the 1 hour, yeah, I mean, you see we came up, well, here we didn't retest this, so we're probably coming into here for sure. I like this for sure, but we came down, and then we did retest this, but this is my break of structure, so we'll see if it comes up here. Otherwise, it doesn't have to. Honestly, it can do this. This is what it could do also. Yeah, I know I made this video too long. So, we already came up. It could do this. It literally can do this type of shit. So, all right. So we might not come back up here, and we might save this for a month later. So just keep that in mind. Be nimble now. And I'm looking for lower low, lower high scenario, just like how we sold this situation here or whatever. So, all right, hope this helps. You guys take care, and God bless.